tower. It's an Eiffel, 13 stories tall, mouse ears weighing 5,000 pounds each, and a hat size of 342 and 3/8. Closer to the ground, we have some colorfully comic cars. They're from the film Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty. This white plane was known around the world as the 234 Mickey Mouse. We simply know it as the Mouse. Walt Disney used it to fly between LA and New York to put on the final touches of his displays at the New York World's Fair. It was also used to scout out possible locations for Walt Disney World in Central Florida. The silver pods you see were actually space vehicles used in the film Flight of the Navigator, 1986. To the left are bungalows. They are used as offices by production teams currently at the studio. Bungalow 1 for 7 years was the home of the Blue Wave Production Company, home to the Mickey Mouse Club. Sometimes you have to take a soundstage and turn it into the outside on the inside, so we use plants, trees, and shrubs. They're stored on your right for the sound stages. Sometimes they're used to hide what you and the camera are not supposed to see. We keep everything in boxes to keep it more easily transportable. The only snow I've ever seen this winter so far is coming up soon, and it's a snow-covered fir tree, a prop from the movie Alive. You get another view of our Eiffel Tower up there. And we have some interesting topiary figures. These figures are from Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast, and they're grown very quickly. They're based on a wire frame, sphagnum moss, and viscous leaves. If you go over to the Ticket Transportation Center, you can see our largest figure, Pete's Dragon. 10 feet high, 14 feet long, took 10 years to grow. And now Dave's taking us into the glamorous world of costuming. A lot of artists in here make all the costumes needed for a movie, television, stage and parade performances. It begins with designer sketches on the wall. And then our tailors and seamstresses make about 12,000 garments a year. That takes over 175,000 yards of fabric. In display cases up front, you can see finished costumes. One worn by Whoopi Goldberg in Sister Act 2, Angela Bassett's dress from What's Love Got to Do with It, and Chris Cameron's outfit from the Computer Wore tennis shoes, Eldon Ryan Radcliffe's hockey suit from B2 the Mighty Ducks, and leisure costumes of our favorite ladies, the Golden Girls. With all the work going on in here, we are very happy to be able to say we are the largest working wardrobe in the world, with over 2.5 million garments. Down in the costuming department on the left, you'll see where we store and maintain equipment for production services. Things like our lighting, sound, and camera departments. We also put some of this equipment together for independent producers to use off the lot, for things like rock concerts, shuttle launches. Over to the right, you're going to see the pilot's cockpit and passenger section of a real L-1011 Delta jet. It flew for 11 years. We modified it for film and video production. It was hijacked, for example, on Soundstage 3 for the film Flight of the Navigator. Or let's try Passenger 57, starring Wesley Snipes. On the left, the last building you'll see is our scenic shop. This is where carpenters build sets that are used on the sound stages. They recently turned the entire building into a set for Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, a sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And for the set that was done here, they built a guard shack just outside the tunnel, added fake doors, and in a scene from the film, Rick Moranis crashed a solar van through the guard shack and warehouse to get the shrinking gun for his young son. Ahead you're going to see a special effects underwater tank. This will be used for underwater scenes in an upcoming pilot for a series called Bermuda Triangle that will eventually be on ABC Network. It was used last year in Thunder in Paradise with Hulk Hogan. By using the green canopy, the production crews can shoot day or night, rain or shine, and avoid problems on the ocean like, well, I guess you could call the folks on the beach right now, or the spring breakers, or the sharks, whichever is more dangerous. Over to your right, we have part of our back lot called Residential Street. Isn't that a lovely home there, a Pennsylvania Dutch farmhouse? Quite lovely. However, you wouldn't really want to move in. There's no inside or back to that home, or any of our Residential Street homes. Coming up on the right, number 242, that's an Indiana home used in the film Ernest Saves Christmas, starring Jim Varney. First movie shot here on our back lot. Across the street, would be in Miami. The red Cadillac was used in the film Gun and Betty Lou's Handbag. The pink Mercedes for Dolly Parton in the Straight Talk. Different scripts will call for different neighborhoods, so we designed each of our homes to represent a totally different style of American architecture. Everything's been used in a movie or TV or commercial production, though. Over on the left, I think the most familiar might be the home of the Golden Girls. Next door to the Golden Girls house on the left, we have Alice's house from Adventures in Wonderland on the Disney Channel. It's a Cape Cod design with a colonial facade. We added a dog house, a plastic bench, newspaper on the roof, and toys in the yard. Makes you see a lot about a family that doesn't even exist. Across the street is the home of the neighbors of the called Empty Nesters, called the Weston family, starring Richard Mulligan, Diana Manoff, and Bear the dog. Bear the dog, was not able to be our watchdog, so we went to California and got a movie set that's 30 feet tall and smoking a pipe. That's right, it's the Bulldog Cafe, where the Flyers meet to eat from the film The Rocketeer. And at the end of Residential Street on the left is a lovely small-town church that fits our residential setting. But the urban counterpart to Residential Street is just around the corner to the left, so the other side fits a big city role. We will be returning to New York Street in a minute or two, but right now Dave's taking us on a nice little side trip. One I think you are going to enjoy. Every back lot has a place where they store large-scale props, things like planes, trains, automobiles. It's called a boneyard or outdoor attic, and ours is just ahead. I think you might recognize a few of these. I'll point them out to you. You'll see a black racing boat. Wouldn't that be a great day today for going out on the boat? Well, that racing boat is from 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage on by the Disney Company, and it was patterned after an SR-71 Blackbird spy plane. It's been clocked at 70 miles an hour on the water. The black 1920s car was used in Untouchables with Sean Connery. We could press our military vehicles into service as needed. The tank held Sean Connery captive in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The tread is made of rubber for the safety of the stunt doubles who climbed on board and got him out. Just ahead are props from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Remember Toontown and the lovely little blue Plymouth coupe that went in? It came out looking like the last car you see, driven by Roger. Actually, we used up 7, leaving them all in different stages of destruction. And you'll see our trolley car from the film. Here's a movie trick. Take a close look at the wheels. No, they're not steel. They're really not. They're made of fiberglass, hiding the rubber tires of a modified bus. We have a helicopter cockpit, no blades, it doesn't fly. It was used for close-up scenes of Roy Scheider's film, Blue Thunder. We have a battered bobsled from the 1993 release, Cool Runnings with John Candy. If you look across the canal, you get a public view of Residential Street. Even the shingles on the roof aren't there, because we don't build the part that the camera doesn't need to see. Just what it does need to see, and that's a movie trick called saving money. Well, here we are on our large standing set, and I don't see a film crew. Good. Dave says we got a green light. That means they're on a break. Well, it's still early. They may not be here yet, but that's great. That gives us a signal to go inside. It's a little bumpy in here, so please simply stay seated and watch the kids. Take pictures if you like. This is a beautiful set. Take a really good look at it. You may not be in a movie set like this again until you go to Southern California. You see, we modeled our canyon after a real one on the Disney Ranch in Southern California. It took us 6 months to build, but I think it's well worth the effort. The truck you see is an example of a large-scale prop. We brought it in on a crane and very carefully dropped it in place. For special effects, you don't want to wait around all day for Mother Nature. Your film crew for not much work. So here, when we want a rain effect, we create it. And the way the rocks look right now, I think we've already had that happen. Above us, on top of the ledge above us, are high-powered rain spouts, and the faucet shoots the nozzle straight up in the air. The water goes up, it comes down toward us, and whirls around to give a feeling of a downpour. Well, there you go, folks. That's what we call a rain effect. It's special effects. You know how we can tell? If you look through the rain to the truck in the back, it's not raining there, just in front of us. So that gives you viewers special effects. They're not doing that. They're doing an earthquake scene. Just like to write it out. Please, nobody panic. They're going to do it again. Yeah, we better get out of here, Dave, whenever you're clear. Hey, how do y'all like Destiny Canyon? All right. I heard some great screaming in the back there. Were you acting? No. You were? Good. So was I. There is no film crew here today. Actually, we're showing you how it's actually done in the movie. Now, the truck rolls back up the hill. Using the sideways wheels behind the roof. Don't give it away. It's corny. Just wave and act dry if you're on the left.
Very large standing set. This was built for an upcoming disaster film. Matter of fact,
oh, I love the look of innocence. Just like you a couple minutes ago. Now Dave's taking us cross country from California back to New York City. All right. Hang on to your whatevers, and as we make the turn, did anybody get wet? No, I'm sorry. Oh, one kid in our car. Great. Okay. On the right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a state building there is only 40 feet tall. We're coming now to the end of the Backstage Studio Tour, and here you'll have a chance to visit the Studio Showcase. Actually, you have no choice, but we've got sets, props, and costumes from movies and television for you to see. When you exit the Studio Showcase, you get on by following Roger Rabbit's pink footprints. And they will take you into the Looney Bin and to the Studio Catering Company. Then you've got a choice. Around to the left, follow for our Inside the Magic tour. There may be somebody on soundstage too, you know. There may be not, but check it out. And to the right is the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground and the rest of the park. Don't forget again, at 1 o'clock is our